Well, I guess I'll ask mine then, which was a little bit related to Emir's question, Afonso, about the structure and how you managed to, develop that. And when you were speaking and talking about your process of creating, I was trying to think, do you find that your multi-talented, so the fact that you are very active in these other areas as an illustrator and you directed animation movies and so on, do you find yourself using sort of similar techniques across the different disciplines? Like when you're writing, do you use techniques that you use when you are for example doing animation or something like that?
Yes, sometimes, yes. When I started writing, I used some techniques I used in animation. I didn't know that it was a literary technique, but I used it. For instance, when we are drawing a scene in animation, if I want to move my hand from here to here, usually, well, you can do that, but usually what people naturally do is drawing one hand here, then here, then here, then here, and so on, till you get the hand on the other side where you want it to finish the movement. The thing is that the traditional technique of animation doesn't work that way. So you have to make the first drawing and then the last one, and then the middle one, and then intervals between all these drawings. And why is that? Because if you start drawing a hand and then another hand, you have your reference, it's the last hand you have drawn. So the hand might get bigger or smaller, and you won't notice because you don't have other references. So if you draw the first one and the last one, this one they look alike, of course, and the middle one, you have two references. You have to draw it with these two drawings in the light table. I don't know the name for that in English, but then you know exactly the size of one hand and the last hand. And what happens if you draw like this? It's sometimes you might spot it in very naive animations where hands get bigger and smaller, and then the face is too, and it could be a style, but if you don't want to do that, you have to use this technique. Also, you can really see the speed of the movement, the velocity, because if you have more drawings in the beginning and at the end, at the beginning and at the end, the movement is slower on those parts. So to be a more natural movement, you start slowly, you get faster at the middle, and you decelerate. It exists.
Yes.
Less.
Yeah, you decelerate.
Decelerate at the end. So that's more natural, and sometimes it's but you can really understand that by saying, well, one at the middle, another at the middle, between these two, and more here and more here. So you make more intervals, more drawings in those parts, and you can sense the whole picture. And for me, writing is something like that. If I have a character that wants something, he wants something from the beginning. What he wants, it's the end of the novel. So the first thing, the first act, it gives you the third act, the end of the novel. So what does this person wants? or you could be running away from something, or ambitioning something, you want something, but then you know where the end is, and then the middle part, which is really important, it's the first interval. It's just the thing that won't let your character get what he wants, because if you give them, if it's a character that needs water, if you give him water, the story is over. But you have to stop him from getting what you want. So I understand the mechanism of a story like this. So of course, Kokoschka's doll, it's a much more complex one, but because you have lots of characters, you have to do that for lots of plots.